Broadcasting from our New England studio, Solutions Review is proud to showcase Sigma in the Solution Spotlight, an inside look at enterprise technologies.
I'm Doug Atkinson here at Solutions Review, and welcome to this Solution Spotlight featuring Sigma and focused on accelerating time to value with embedded analytics. One of the biggest challenges facing organizations today is aligning embedded analytics with existing systems, workflows, and user needs in a way that delivers immediate actionable insights without creating friction or being overwhelmed by the complexity, cost, or developer resources required. So today, we will shine our spotlight on how modern teams are accelerating time to value with embedded analytics by securely embedding dynamic self-serve data applications directly into your product. And joining us today to walk you through this presentation is Zalak Trivedi, Group Product Manager at Sigma. Zalak, thanks for being with us.
Doug, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here because there is a host of challenges that go along with getting embedded analytics right, and I want to make sure we dig down into all of them. But before we do, you've been at this a little while now at Sigma. I mean, really, it's been quite a run. Kind of post-pandemic, I guess, right? So you've seen a thing or two. Certainly, the embedded analytics space has been becoming more and more sophisticated. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what you're working on at Sigma.
Of course, yeah. I joined Sigma about 3.5 years ago. I think I originally was brought onto Sigma. There was not as much focus on embedded analytics, but over the years, we've realized the importance of what embedded analytics brings to our customers and their customers. So it's been quite a journey, as you said, where we started off with very smaller companies and smaller use cases where people just wanted to have analytics embedded into their applications. But over a period of time, again, like 3.5 years, we've seen people go from just curated dashboards to allowing their end users to create complex dashboards. And now, with the way the world's going, using AI and creating applications directly in Sigma and then embedding them into their products. Recently, I've been working on some of the more sophisticated features around enterprise readiness. So we call it Sigma tenants. So if your product has multi-tenancy, you want to support that out of the box from Sigma. You're working on APIs, governance, and really building the foundational capabilities that enable all of our customers' teams to deploy production-grade applications. I'm especially really excited about the intersection of AI and BI. Really, that helps the user not just analyze the data, but react on it super fast and very smartly. So yeah, I'm thrilled to be here and looking forward to the discussion.
Well, and I know this is at least everything that we see at Solutions Review. This is as much a data challenge as anything, and so and just the levels of complexity. So I'm going to give you plenty of time to get through all that. I know you're going to share a few slides. I know you also have a demo, which is great. We always like to take a look under the hood. For now, I'm going to turn the floor over to you and let you walk through the rest of the presentation.
So let's start with what is Sigma and why Sigma is really a differentiating product in the market right now. So Sigma is the secure governed interface for your cloud data and AI stack. We sit really directly on top of your Snowflake, Databricks, BigQuery, Redshift, any of the warehouses that you have, and give business users an intuitive way to explore and act on data, while your data team retains control and governance managed directly from your warehouse or maybe from Sigma. AI is really woven throughout the product, not just bolted on as you see in a lot of products out there. It's really core to how users get faster insights, reduce friction, and really trust the output. There are 4 ways, as you can see on the slide, where teams interact with data in Sigma. I'll start with BI. We'll come back to the agentic AI in a bit. Let's start with BI. So we really reimagined BI. Most of the tools really stop at dashboards. We start there. Sigma's spreadsheet native interface connects live to your warehouse and gives your users really cube-like powers with cloud scale governance. So this is why we're replacing not only just the Gen 2 tools like Tableau, Looker, Power BI, but also the Gen 1 tools, which we call like business objects, strategy, and so on. Next is applications. Data apps is really the game changer. Sigma, in fact, pioneered the concept of input tables. So users can write back to the warehouse. And so now you can build really interactive workflows, reconciliation tools, forecasting models, you name it. Like the problem statement is actually the biggest challenge here. If you have a problem statement, you can most likely build something in Sigma to support that. Some of our customers like JP Morgan, they used to email out spreadsheets with propensity models to their wealth managers with really no way to track feedback. Now they use Sigma. All of this is governed and reportable within Sigma. And so there's no more like spreadsheet Olympics. ExxonMobil building 10K emissions reporting in Sigma. Jeffries runs trade reconciliation. Well, there is a lot of apps that people have built and we use internally as well for project management, road mapping. Some customers have built CRMs and so on. Third, embedded analytics. So everything that you build in Sigma and the experience that you get in Sigma, dashboard, apps, workflows can be embedded in your application and then provided to your customers directly. For example, DoorDash really shares supply chain data with their vendors through Sigma embeds. US Food collects inventory from farmers. Blackstone using Sigma to build a Portco reporting portal on top of Sigma. So a lot of interesting use cases and applications of Sigma. And lastly, agentic AI. Really, it is the foundational theme of everything we build from now on. Users can ask questions in plain English and Sigma responds transparently, showing the data model used, the logic that was built this on, and the Excel formula that delivered the answers. Business users get speed and clarity with full control. So what sets Sigma apart? Primarily the architecture. Our architecture lets us connect to trillions of rows of live data and return it in its most granular form. We have live querying that optimizes the queries to minimize the cost, and we don't really store any of your data. So all of your governance is controlled from your warehouse if you need. We are multimodal. What I mean by this, we started with the spreadsheet-like UI and we were built for the business users, but we've built a comprehensive suite where regardless of your skill level, right? If you know how to use spreadsheets, write SQL, write Python, or maybe if you just want to converse in English, all of these users are able to work on the same dashboard collectively. So we are truly multimodal. Collaboration, just building on top of the multimodality, we have functionality around live editing, commenting, annotation that allows our users to collaborate, again, regardless of their skill level on the same asset, and then expose this to the end users. AI, really two big call outs here. Our AI query enables you to bring the LLM of your choice into the columns in your spreadsheets and Sigma. And Ask Sigma is really our agent helping you discover data points to build analysis from a question, all while giving you the audit trail and the governance that is on top of your warehouse. And lastly, workflows and automation. Really, with our the actions framework that we've created, it's really a mini if this then that engine within Sigma. Because a lot of times when you look at an insight, look at a table or data, the next question is, what am I going to do with this? And if Sigma has the capabilities to take you to the next step directly within Sigma, then you are not flip-flopping between different tools. So it also helps you create workflows across multiple different tools or from directly within Sigma as well. So let's switch gears and talk about embedding for a minute. There are four main pillars why Sigma for embedded application makes sense. The first thing here is you can monetize your data. A lot of our customers, and I'll show you some of the industries where our customers are in, use Sigma to just monetize the data. They provide analytics at a premium. Some customers actually unlock new revenue streams. We also accelerate time to market. We are extremely fast and easy to build. So our customers really sometimes create a competitive edge and increase customer satisfaction, because a lot of times as your product grows, your customers are going to ask for analytics. Self-serve analytics is big, right? The power of Sigma is it allows you to do ad hoc explorations and do self-serve analytics. We want to extend that to your product as well. So depending on the skill level of the users, you have various aspects of the product that you can embed into your product. So it can meet your diverse user needs, you can experiment, and it really drives engagement. And lastly, security. We inherit everything from the cloud data warehouse. On top of that, you can have role-based access and account permissioning within Sigma. And if you're embedding Sigma into your product, we integrate with any existing authentication that you might already have. So it really creates a complete solution that allows you to build a customizable, privacy-conscious, and collaborative embed into your application. So let's talk a little bit about customer expectations, and we'll also talk about how they've changed over a period of time. What we've seen in a lot of SaaS products is when the first time you provide analytics to your customers, they will have more questions and requirements. They will reach out to the customer success managers or support. They will create tickets, product reviews the tickets, defines requirements, engineering team builds models, the business analyst builds a dashboard, and then the customer can have insight. This is a very expensive loop. But with Sigma, what we've done is provided these capabilities in the hands of your end users. So instead of constantly asking you for product and feature updates on your analytics, the customers who are savvy enough can actually build these insights themselves. And the spreadsheet interface actually allows this to be done very simply. In fact, in my past jobs, when I used embedded products, it was very difficult for me as a PM to certain times convert something into a dashboard and provide it to the end users. I had always had to use help from some of our engineering team or the data teams. But with Sigma, even I, the product manager, am able to create really complex dashboards and able to drive insights that are super useful to myself and the customers. And so the paradigm of what embedded analytics is really shifting. Back in the day, when we talked about traditional BI and traditional embedding, it was all about just dashboards. I want a dashboard in my product because my customers want them. That evolved into self-serve analytics, which we briefly talked about. But now we are in the world where people are expecting BI tools and products to provide self-serve administration, where, yes, before the loop mostly consisted of creating dashboards and charts, but now people want to administer their own content in the embeds. And then the way we see it evolving is people want to build and use applications in the embeds. And Sigma provides really the full suite of this entire journey. Our customers can mix and match again based on the needs of their users, but we are able to build anything from just curated dashboards to self-serve analytics to admin control and now applications using our output tables functionality. Some of our customers here that I'm listed, the reason why I brought this up is it's very agnostic to industry. Sigma embeds have been deployed across financial services, human resources, healthcare, advertising, marketing, SaaS products, e-commerce, and retail. We are spread across every industry. We are agnostic to industry, agnostic to product, and really nimble enough that we've seen customers go from buying Sigma to being completely live in a couple of weeks. So that brings into the factor that it's really easy to build, and then you have a new revenue stream at your hand immediately. So with that, let's go into the demo. So for context, this is a fictitious company named BigBuys.io. That is the retailer and has a lot of data on revenue across the entire United States for various stores that it has. During this demo, I'm going to cover 4 main topics. Number 1, the curated dashboards. These are the pre-created dashboards that end users can consume. Number 2 is the self-service capabilities, where you as a Sigma customer can allow your customers to explore on the dashboards that you created for them, or give them access to the underlying data where they can create their own dashboards. Number 3, we are going to talk about data app in embeds. With our input table functionality that we previously talked about, you are able to create extremely flexible and full-blown applications within Sigma and then embed them as well. And then lastly, we're going to talk about embedded AI, where you can expose Sigma's AI capabilities to your customers so they can get to answers much faster. So historically, when you've talked about embedded analytics, you'd picture a dashboard that is showing a few different static KPIs in a SaaS platform. But at Sigma, we believe in making simple things easy and hard things possible. You would see this across the product. So instead of just being a small part of your product, we are shifting the paradigm where we believe Sigma could be the platform on which your customers build entire products. So let's get into it. I'm going to log in as myself. I'm a Sigma employee, but if you are a customer, you also provide some sandbox capabilities for you as well. Let's get into Curated Dashboard first. Here, the dashboard that will load will pretty much show the art of the possible. You can create so many different types of charts and graphs and different KPIs within Sigma. So here is a visualization of a dashboard where you can see some pie charts, and you're able to see some line charts and KPIs. You have heat maps and maps, so many things. And then you can also interact with them. So instead of revenue, if you want it by units, the performance of the product, you're able to switch that across. You're also able to change this from, let's say you want to interact and say you don't want the accessories as a product type, but you want something else. Let's pick computers. All of the underlying charts actually update based on that. So this is what I would call traditional embedded analytics, where you have a dashboard that your end users can interact with. And just because it's the art of the possible, I want to show that you have all sorts of bar charts. You can stack horizontally, stack vertically, you have trellis. You can drill down across all of the different hierarchies, like product type, family, line, brand, all the way down to the product name. So a lot of these flexibilities. You have different combo charts, line charts. Again, each customer or each of your KPI need to be represented in the form that it makes most sense. And with Sigma, really, we provide all the capabilities. One of the differentiating factor of Sigma is actually the pivot table. A lot of times when we talk to customers and ask them, okay, what's the one thing that your customers do when they get this dashboard that you create for them? They say they download to Excel and create a pivot table. So what we've done is just given you that pivot table here in Sigma that you can embed, where you don't need to extract. You want to limit extraction because when you extract, there's less or like really no governance on the data that has been extracted. So as you can see, this is a pivot table. You can have a pivot table product hierarchy as well, where you can get information across multiple different hierarchy levels as well. Moving on to the map, where each of these are set up in a way that they build on top of each other. So let's say if I select California, all of the other charts are going to update to then focus on California. Maybe I go into Monterey and then I click on that, and the underlying charts also update based on the user zip and the store zip. So a lot of cool drill down functionality. We have scatter plots, and then a lot of people like Sankey, so we have that as well. Let's say you like one of these charts and you want to export them. You can always like take a snapshot or download it as a PNG, put it in your decks that you are sharing with your executive leadership. At any point in time, you can also update the filters across the entire dashboard. And all of that interactivity is possible within Sigma. So this white box that you're seeing, that is Sigma, which is seamlessly embedded in the outside application that is BigPies. So that was the curated dashboard portion. Next is self-service. So let's go back into self-service. Self-service is basically the functionality that allows the full Sigma dashboard to be exposed to your end users. So let's click into it. This is really where Sigma starts getting differentiated from a lot of competitors in the market. There is a crawl, walk, run approach with our customers. And we see a lot of our customers traditionally would start with the curated dashboards, but as their end users get familiarized with how to interact with analytics, our customers are able to move them over to higher tiers of interactivity. And with self-service, you can do a lot. This is, again, the same dashboard that I opened, but now it has a lot more functionality. I'm going to click on this button here, which is, again, outside the iframe, and you're able to do a lot more. Let's say I really like the dashboard that has been created, but I want to modify certain things. So I can actually copy that workbook and, let's say, name it. And give it a description, make a copy. And then now I can actually edit this workbook. This is now my own workbook. As you can see, you see new controls here for adding tables, pivot tables, input tables, and number of different charts, and adding more controls. You also have a lot of new UI elements that we keep on adding. And then you can also have layout-based things where you can add modals, tab containers, popovers, and so on. So now, again, this is your own workbook that you can do a lot more. Let's say if you're ready to save it and publish it, you can also then save something as a bookmark, and then you're going to also mark it as default of this description of the bookmark. So as you can see, you can do a lot of interactive things right here in Sigma Embedded. Let's say, for example, you want to create a brand new dashboard. So let me go back into self-service. You will see the same dashboard here. And then I say, I want to create a brand new workbook. And now in this scenario, I'm going to say solution new workbook. My very first workbook. I'm going to hit create, and you would start off with a blank canvas. And now you can bring in different tables. You can go and find the things that you have access to. I'm going to select this big buy point of sale information. And as you could see, this has RLS already applied. So if you are customer 1 of Big Buy, you would see your own data. If you're customer 2, you would see your own data, and so on. You can also layer it by hierarchy in the organizations, where the store will just see their own information. Regional managers would see the entire region's information, and so on. So now, again, you have this spreadsheet interface now in front of you, and you are able to do a lot more. Let's say I want to add another column here. And I say I want to calculate profit. I'm going to move this here. And so it would be revenue minus cost of goods sold. So there you have it. And you need this column, there you have it. You have a profit column. So now, again, you're interacting with the data, you're creating new insights. You're also able to group different things. Let's say if you want to group by product type. And now you have this grouping available. So once you're ready, you can publish it. This workbook gets saved. At that point, again, if you want to share it out, share this workbook, you can share it as well with an entire team or a user. So the self-services is super important as you have users that are traditionally more savvy with analytics. And you want to start with the crawl approach where you give them curated dashboard, but as they get familiar, you want to move on to a self-service based model. All right, let's go into the next part of this demo, which is data application. This really is the extension of the dashboard. What you've seen so far is, again, very BI focused interface where you have charts and graphs and tables and pivot tables. But data application is a brand new thing. And embedding applications you create and allowing your end users to interact with that is even better. So here I have a demand planning application, And this demand planning application really, let's say, empowers business units to create, modify, and collaborate on forecast scenarios with a very governed approach. And I'll go through what that means. So here you see just a summary of all the information, last year revenue, actual revenue, projected revenue, and the actual target static forecast in line chart. But down here, this is where the fun is. You, as a user, can go in and create a new forecast. I'm going to say solution review forecast. And now I can go in, I can look at all this information and then start adding my own information. So let's say on this week, this is a static forecast, and then my forecast is, let's say, I'm going to close this much. It will automatically calculate based on this information that I am short. I can leave some comments. Maybe we'll make it up next week. And you can keep adding more information about all of these dates. You save it. And now this forecast gets submitted to your manager for review. If you are a manager, you can also go in here and see pending forecasts that you need to approve and approve forecasts that you or one of your peers might have approved. So again, we are now into a mode where you are creating an experience where you're able to interact and get more information from your end users. This is just one of the examples, but you can create interactive forms. You can have tables where you accept information from your users. You can send out NPS surveys. All of that can be built on top of input tables, and users can interact with it in your application. Let's move on to the next thing, which is AI. So I have this button here. I'm going to click, and then we are going into the Ask interface that Sigma has built. So Sigma's AI capabilities are built on 4 main principles. The first thing is discoverability. The second, transparency. The third is showing your work. And number 4 is a path forward. And I'll show what all of these things mean. So I'm going to start off with asking a very simple question. Show me the revenue trend by year. And I'm going to hit enter and see the magic of Ask Sigma. And as you can see it when this thing loads, this is part of your application. There is no mention of Sigma or the traditional header that you would see internally. And what it did right now is it went and selected one of the trusted data sources. It's giving you some more information here. It's thinking. And so let's go all the way to the top here and see what it did. It selected a data model. And then because I asked by year, it is trying to order by date and finding the year. And so it has created a new column called year by extracting the year from the order date. It's great. This is what I would have done as a human if I'm trying to find this answer. Then it has done grouping by year. Perfect. And then it's going to do a sum of revenue. And so I know this information by year. And now it has plotted a bar chart with the information across all the different years. And then it has taken a step forward and given me more information that I could possibly use, because asking a question and getting an answer is never the end of your analysis. You always have more questions. So we are preempting some of the questions and just giving you the answers to them. So what I talked about earlier, discoverability, right? We want to make sure that you're able to find trusted resources. We want to give you full transparency. We are showing all the things that we are doing, basically showing the work, and then we are giving you the path forward. So now, if I actually like the analysis that Ask Sigma has done, I can actually select this and maybe a few of these, and then open a workbook. And now I'm back into my previous self-serve mode where I'm able to start off with some preliminary charts that are already created for me, and then keep on iterating on this. So it makes it super easy for your end users to get to the right answers pretty quickly. And that's the demo for us today.
All right, great. Well, that was there was a lot covered there, including the demo. But before we get into specifics of the functionality and so forth, I did want to just pause for a moment and talk about where Sigma is taking embedded analytics. And I know you mentioned that there's kind of a very specific functionality now called SelfService Administration. I want to just talk a little bit about where you see that becoming of value for your clients.
Definitely. So again, historically, what you would expect from an embedded product is you have a dashboard that you put into this application, and people are it's a very small part of a large application. But as we've seen, the pace to get things out to production, people actually rely on embedded products to provide a lot more than just analytics. We already have seen investment in workflows and logic and actions and all these things, but administration is really a key part, because as you're building your SaaS application, there are parts of the analytics experience that you would want to expose as controls to your end users. And so if Sigma thinks about just the analytics piece, we are really missing the boat there, right? So we are thinking much bigger than that. We're thinking of Sigma as the platform that you build your entire product on. And so administration is a natural evolution of that, where people were first asking for just, I want to create my own charts. But now we're moving on to the world where I want to administer my charts. I want to create a homepage for the group of my users that are going to log in. I'll give you an example. DoorDash, one of our customers, everybody knows DoorDash, have a lot of other customers of themselves, let's say like Starbucks and McDonald's and so on, that sell through DoorDash. If I'm a Starbucks employee or logging into this DoorDash's portal, I would want to control and manage the experience of this other Starbucks users logging into this portal. So with Sigma's embedded capabilities, you can embed administration. So I, also a Starbucks employee who's in charge of analytics, can create a homepage for all of my users. I can set time zones. I can set locale, maybe because I have international business. I can also figure out a way to create integrations into just my instance of this embed. So for example, you have Microsoft Teams or Slack, or bring your own LLM. So it expands the functionality or the expectations that people would have from a traditional embed. We're really the platform on which people are building products now.
Yeah, and I'm glad you blew that out a little bit more, because I think that's an important point. It all starts somewhere, but then as is often the case with every client, right? They say, "Well, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this?" And they're always pushing. And I think that's an important point to hang on, that self-service administration. But it leads me to obviously the kind of meat and potatoes of a question, which is, what's an example of a business transformation that Sigma can embed?
With Sigma embeds, organizations can really deliver customizable analytics experience. And now with some of our newest innovation, interactive applications directly into their product. So they seamlessly integrate with any internal systems or external application, making work really easy and more efficient, with all of your workflows all streamlined within Sigma. What we've seen most commonly are SaaS applications. SaaS applications are really leveraging embedded analytics to deliver high quality data products that sometimes are for customer satisfactions or sometimes are to prevent churn, right? It works both ways. Analytics as a self-service has been in non-stop for us, right? We've worked with so many of our customers who previously were just serving up data. And now with Sigma layered on top of it, they can actually show the art of the possible of what people can do with the data. You have internal business applications where people use Sigma embeds. Blackstone is a great example of that as well. And we have public-facing web pages now that companies just want to publicly share the research that they are doing. So it's not just localized to one aspect or one industry or one use case. It's really broad, where any place you want to showcase a data, or if you want to create an application that has workflows being triggered, you can use Sigma embeds. We've one of the customers who I worked with recently, I feel have pushed the boundaries of what they can do within a Sigma embed, where they have created a rollover plan where if let's say you are investing into a property through some firm, and that property is being sold and you're going to get their proceeds, you're able to roll it over, or percentage of it that could be rolled over to the next deal. All of that entire workflow is now in a Sigma embed. So it's truly transformational, where when you think about embedded analytics, you start off with KPI charts or bar charts, but then the type of transformations we're seeing people do has grown like significantly over the last year.
Yeah, and I mean, on site, you have on the sigmacomputing.com site, you have just a whole host of examples, which certainly we would encourage people to go check out all the various case studies, and there's an ebook that you can download, a bunch of other interesting resources, which leads me to a question that I like to ask, and that is, if somebody's using this as kind of a gateway drug to Sigma, this event, and they're trying to understand what they should be thinking about. Do you have any advice or just some thoughts around what people can think about with their preparation, or if they're struggling to scale their analytics? I mean, what would you offer up for some guidance?
Definitely. I think the way that the world's changing, there has to be quick time to value. Any product that you choose has to provide something of immediate value to you. So if you're looking at Sigma, the thing that you have to remember is we have thousands of customers at this point who have been successful with Sigma as a whole, and hundreds with embedding. So you have to pick and choose the product or the solution that helps you get to market really fast. You have to also invest in something that is not just for today, but for the future. So when you're looking at Sigma or any other embedded product, you have to think about how can it help my customers today, and what is my journey as a product manager or the decision maker on this next few years in the future. Because I've seen a lot of customers or prospects ask the question about, well, I don't need all these functionalities today. Why should I buy Sigma? That's very short-sighted. I feel like this Sigma actually gives you the flexibility to the crawl, walk, run approach, where you can start off, again, very small, and you can, with, again, minimal effort, you can extend various different capabilities to your end users. So again, think of quick time to value for your customers today, because you don't want to take years to deploy something. That's a failed investment. And two, buy something for your future, because everybody's growing fast. Everybody is trying to incorporate AI in their products. Everybody's thinking about, again, how to create new revenue streams, right? What are the business goals that you have as a company? And I believe Sigma is well positioned, because we, again, as product team at Sigma, we constantly think about this: is how can we help our customer create new revenue streams? How can we help our customers provide more value to their users? And you want a partner like that, not just some flashy thing that you see on the web.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, speed to value, value can be probably most importantly revenue. What are some of the ways that embedded analytics can help companies generate revenue?
Let's talk about, again, just a traditional BI solution to start. Even there is a lot of value, right? If you want a very easy way for your customers to have analytics, you start with a basic view license. And with Sigma, even with view license, you can deeply look at the data, interact with filters, create your own views, immediate value to your users. You can graduate to an exploration mode, where you can allow your end users to explore, and you are able to create a lot more. You can, let's say, you're able to create schedule reports and you can download things, and it gives you a lot more insights. And then eventually move on to the build phase where you allow your end users to create different things. So that helps our customers or anybody who's looking to get an embedded analytics tool think through the whole process of how do I start today and then evolve that into the future.
Yeah, so break it down. How do you quantify the value of embedded analytics?
That is a great question. The value of embedded analytics is, again, to our earlier point, achieving the goal that you originally set out to, right? If somebody is coming to Sigma and looking to embed Sigma into their product, they obviously have a goal. And we've seen a wide variety of goals. Somebody's trying to start a new business. Somebody has an existing business adding a new revenue line. Some customers just want to provide an easy way for the internal users to access data. Or you're a new data lead or a CTO at a company who's tasked to bring in transformation within analytics and AI. So I think the value is, did Sigma help you achieve that goal or not? A lot of times what we've seen is we have hundreds of case studies at this point on our website. Our true value is our happy customers. And if our customers are able to achieve the goals that they originally set out to when they bought Sigma, I think that helps us quantify it. So we see renewals, really. When we see customers continue to work with us and actually buy more of Sigma, that's what I would say helps us quantify that, yes, Sigma is providing value to our customers, and they're able to provide value back to their customers through Sigma.
So I want to talk about how you align embedded analytics with all the things that exist, the workflows, user needs, all the things that exist with the current client or a prospective client, quite frankly. I mean, how does Sigma think about that? How do you help a client get through that alignment challenge?
We've consistently seen that specifically with large enterprise organizations, they have existing workflows, established patterns, large organizations where they need to drive change. And it becomes an interesting talk track and a process to make sure that we are not selling something to them that they don't want, right? So we always start with a proof of value. We work with our customers to identify what is it that you're trying to achieve through this. Are there any business goals? Are there any revenue goals? Are there any organizational goals that you are trying to achieve? Sometimes it's just the deprecation of an older tool that leads people to Sigma. So we align on those like proof of value understanding. And then we have a fantastic solution engineering team that walks them through the process of how do you achieve that goal. A lot of time it starts with, is your data in the right place? Is it in the right warehouse that is aligned with the goals that you are trying to achieve? After that, is it modeled correctly based on what information that you're trying to send to your end users? And then after that, is it created or represented in the right dashboard format to make sure that your executive leaders or anybody who looks at these dashboards actually understand what you're saying? So we at Sigma actually walk them through the entire process of proving out a proof of value. And then we bring in the right stakeholders. We work with our partners and our customers to make sure that we have the right people in the room to make the decision and understand this is the product for them for the future. Again, we want to make sure that each of our customers understand that this is a partnership for the future, for the next several years, and not just an impulse buy.
Well, so I want to talk about what somebody who might be watching this event and wants to reach out and get in contact with somebody at Sigma. Walk through a little bit of, maybe what they should be thinking about in advance in terms of, things that they should have understood before the meeting, but also how does it go? How does the that kind of initial engagement begin? Is there a demo? How do people get in contact and ultimately engage with Sigma?
Definitely. We are typically at all of the big conferences. So if you are at the Snowflake conference, Databricks conference, and you stop by our booth, we probably have your information. A lot of times people interact with us in all of these conferences, and then form fills are probably the best way to get started because our sales team is on the go. As you fill out the form, somebody from our team is going to reach out to you in the next 24 to 48 hours with the first meeting. In that meeting, we mostly understand, what are your goals, right? We don't want to sell something that you don't need. So we understand your goals. We align you with the right representative from our side who is going to walk you through the entire process. We'll bring in technical counterparts to make sure that we are building the right thing. And then if needed, we'll bring in somebody from product. I am also part of a lot of conversation to help them understand, because again, as they're investing in the future, they want to understand what is the roadmap, what is Sigma going to do in the next 12 months that would help me accelerate certain aspects of what I'm trying to do. So it's a very seamless process, and the handoff happens as soon as you become a Sigma customer. You're handed off to a customer success team. Our support team is probably the best support team we've seen in the market. We have very high CSAT scores and high customer satisfaction all over. And you could see that in pretty much every case study that we've done. So people have talked about how amazing our support team is. So it's a very smooth transition from pre-sales to becoming a customer to post-sales, and then constantly getting support from product and engineering as well.
Yeah, it's sigmacomputing.com. It's an amazingly deep website. There is a Try Sigma Free button at the top right-hand corner. You can certainly reach out that way. There's on-demand webinars, which I'm sure this one will be available if you missed anything and want to see the demo again. Training videos, lightboard videos, case study videos, all kinds of live events, a whole calendar of other in-person events like you were talking about. It's an exciting time with all of AI that's coming down and all of the possibilities now available. And really, I think AI has opened up people's aperture to what's possible. And certainly embedded analytics makes it not only possible, but also makes it very user-friendly, frictionless, and very easy to consume. So nice job, great presentation. Appreciate all the information, and certainly best of luck with the rest of the year as Sigma continues to grow.
Of course, thank you, Doug. This was a great time.
So there you have it, another solution in our spotlight. We want to thank Zalak and Sigma for that presentation, and we appreciate your attendance as well. Until next time, I'm Doug Atkinson here at Solutions Review. Thanks for watching.
If your business would like to be featured in a future event, contact us today.